This video is sponsored by PageProof.
The first thing I want to talk about here is what the heck is an anchored object and how do I do them? So there are really two ways that you can anchor an object into your text. And I guess that's a good place to start is what is an anchored object? It's a frame that you can drag or anchor into the text. Why? So that the text and the graphic are stuck together. And what happens here is as long as that graphic is anchored into the text, wherever that text will go, the anchored graphic will follow. So let me show you a couple examples. So there are really two ways to anchor. One is a hanging anchored graphic, and you do this by dragging your item. All right, so this is the brand new logo, and I have a text frame over here. Now, if you click on this logo, you'll see that there's a little blue dot up here in the top right corner. Now, I'm almost always going to reference this as the little blue dot. It could be a different color depending upon what layer this item is on. Okay, so when I say the little blue dot or the little blue square, it could be a different color. So to drag this and anchor it, I'm going to select the blue dot and click and drag and wait for my little mouse cursor to show up, and then I will release. Now, as a default, I got to turn this off just a second. So as a default, what you're going to get is a zoom. You will see a little Y symbol with a couple little lines there. That is the little character that is holding on to that anchored object. Now, one of the things that I love to show is I want to see the direct thread of where this object is anchored into my text. So I'll choose the View menu, Extras, Show the Text Threads. A lot of people think that this Show Text Threads is only for threaded text. It isn't. It allows you to see where that graphic is anchored exactly into that text. So that's the first thing that you should have learned is turn on your hidden text threads. View, Extras, and show those text threads. Okay, so now this logo is anchored into this text. Why is that cool? Because if I select this and move this around, you see how that little graphic will move right along with it. I can always reposition this logo. I can grab this little anchor, and I don't have to unanchor it to re-anchor it. I'll just simply select the anchor and drag it again to a different location. Watch the little dotted line move. And again, I can move this box. Now, the best part about this is when I start to type in some gibberish text, you will see that that text will flow down, the word anchored object will flow down as well as that little character that's holding on to the location of that graphic, okay? All right, so that's the first way that we can anchor a graphic is to simply drag it in, and then it is free floating. You can move it anywhere that you want to go, and I'll deal with that in just a few minutes. The second way that we can anchor a graphic is what we call an inline graphic. An inline graphic is accomplished by holding the Shift key down when you drag it. So if I hold nothing down, I'm going to select this and put it in here, and it's free floating. Now I'm going to undo, but if I hold the Shift key down, Shift, click, drag, what happens is this little icon is anchored into my text, and it will follow with the text. So I will type in make sure, or some gibberish text is much easier. So by typing in text before that graphic in that line, the little icon will move along with that text. And I'll back it up. All right, the other way that you can actually anchor this icon is with a copy using the selection tool and a paste using the type tool. So I'll do this again. I'll click on this graphic. I'll choose copy, so edit copy. I'll come over here to any place in my text, and I'll choose edit and paste. Now that graphic comes in as a little anchored graphic. Okay, so there are really two ways that you can anchor a graphic. Click and drag it in, or Shift, click and drag it in. Now, if the Shift doesn't work, you can also copy and paste.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to our channel. And for thousands more how-to articles and tutorials, visit our website, creativepro.com, and become a member today. Thanks for learning with us.